वल्लभं गजाननं एकदन्तं ओम नमो नारायणाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः. Hi everyone, I welcome you all to my channel Astrology once again. In this video today I'm going to share few interesting facts about the Russia and Ukraine war which started about 15 days back. And before I do that, if you are new to my channel, please ensure that you subscribe to my channel so that you get to see all the videos that I post from time to time, and definitely all the videos that I post from time to time will have some key takeaways. Okay, so let's get started. Some of you might be wondering what happened, why no astrologer predicted the Russia and Ukraine war, right? But actually it was predicted by few of the astrologers, and one of them was my mentor, my guru. He had posted a WhatsApp message early in Feb, predicting this war. That was the time I was traveling extensively. I was out of my city and I couldn't actually research much. And then when I came back, so I did even speak to him. And one of the key reasons why all of this started, is because of the movement of Mars in the Capricorn sign. The moment Mars moved into Capricorn sign, there was a conjunction of Mars and Saturn. Even Mercury was there, and this conjunction of Mars and Saturn, triggered this particular war. Okay, so that's anyway is the past. In today's video, what I want to share with you is what next from here. Next 2 to 3 weeks or 4 weeks, what might transpire, right? So let's look into that in detail. So until the war started, the Mercury was in the Capricorn sign along with Saturn, and then Mars came into picture. As I said before, the moment Mars moved into Capricorn sign, there was a conjunction of Mars and Saturn, because of which Russian invasion started, and it took a very violent shape. Now as we speak, Mercury has transited to Aquarius, Kumbh Rashi, and we have Mars, Saturn and Venus in the Capricorn sign. Okay, this is actually the right period for negotiation when it comes to this war. If both the countries now come together and negotiate, which they are already trying to do, this is the best time for negotiation and ceasefire. If the talks become fruitful now, then there is a high probability that this war is going to come to an end. Else it will have some cascading effects, which we're going to talk subsequently. If the negotiations are going to be fruitful now, this will lead to a pact like the Warsaw Pact, which happened earlier, and it will be as strong as that, because Mercury has now laid down a path for peaceful negotiations. So this is the best window. What I'm talking about is between March 1st week to March 2nd or 3rd weeks max is the best window for the negotiations to happen. And if it succeeds during this window, it will be good for everyone. Okay, now in next few weeks, Mercury is going to play a very important role. So therefore we need to look at Mercury in every country's chart. Okay, so let's start with Germany. In case of Germany, Mercury has transited from 5th house to 6th house, and Mercury is the lord of the ascendant and the lord of the 7th house for Germany. So therefore Germany, there is an indication that everything is okay. It's good for Germany. Germany is going to get benefited, and they will not have any adverse impact due to this war. Okay. In case of Belarus, Mercury has moved to 10th house, and therefore they will also get benefited by this war. Okay, because Saturn and Mars are transiting in the ninth house in case of Belarus, so they also don't have much of a problem. As far as UK is concerned, Mercury has moved from second house to third house. And Mercury is the significator of speech, and even for UK till now it was not that good till it was in second house. Now since it is moving to the third house, it is beneficial for UK as well, and UK will also choose the words carefully whenever they issue public statements, and it's going to be okay for UK as well. Now when we look at Poland, it is not that good because both Saturn and Mars are in 6th house as far as Poland is concerned, and 6th house we call it as the house of Roga, Runa and Ripu, which is the house of enemies from this context, and they should be very careful with their actions and the statements that they issue. For example, you might be aware if you are following the news that Poland recently offered their entire fighter jet fleet to Ukraine to fight against Russia, and they said that they will transfer their flight to American airbase in Germany. And by chance, if US had agreed and if they had shifted it to Germany in the American airbase, then it could have actually triggered a series of events which could have been really bad. But fortunately, America said no to that, and Russia is watching everyone, and they have already threatened that any direct or indirect involvement in supporting Ukraine will be treated very seriously, and that would have led to a lot of confrontation. So what I'm trying to say is that Poland has to be very careful in its actions and in its statements when it comes to this particular war. Why I am stressing it on Poland again and again, because the scene can shift or get extended up to Poland, because Poland was silent till now, and now they will start opening their mouth, and if they make any responsible statements or take any responsible actions, then things can get worse for them. Okay, and same situation with Ukraine now, as both the countries' charts are pretty similar, and Mercury is moving from 6th house to 7th house. Then they also need to be extremely careful, and their tone is also going to change now, in the sense you all know that Zelensky, the aggression and the kind of person he was when this war started, right? So he was very adamant, he was very aggressive, and he expected that the NATO is going to support him and his countrymen in fight against Russia, but it never happened, right? So he is feeling betrayed now, and the tone, his tone is going to change. He's going to mellow down, and he will be now ready to agree or compromise on certain things when it comes to the talks with Russia, which is good in a way, and that is how it should go now, so that we see an end to this war. Now, along with this, we should also look at the leaders' charts. So let's start with Zelensky, who is the president of Ukraine. All of us know he was one of the most adamant person initially. When the war started, he was hell-bent on making his country join NATO, which actually made Putin angry, and he never heeded for any kind of talks or suggestions or warnings from Russia. So I would say that he was one of the primary reason for the start of this war. So also there was a Warsaw Pact which was violated in many ways by him. So there are a lot of things, okay? But now coming back to his chart, his the Mercury is moving to 11th house, and Mercury is the lord of third and sixth house in his case, and he is going to mellow down. He is now going to take a softer approach, which is good for him and his country, and because now he has also realized that the NATO is not going to support him on the ground, and he's feeling a bit betrayed because of that. And whatever said and done, so his approach is going to mellow down, mainly because of this movement of Mercury, and that should take us towards the end of this war, with him agreeing to certain conditions put forth by Russia. In case of Joe Biden, the American president, Mercury is moving from third house to fourth house, and in this case, Mercury is the lord of the fourth and 11th house, and he will be very careful in his statements. He will not give out any irresponsible statements. He will be very wise, and his statements will be very short and crisp. Therefore, we don't see any major impact directly coming from the American president. Now, when we look at Putin's chart, Mercury is moving from fourth house to fifth house in his particular chart, and Mercury is the lord of ninth house and 11th house for him. And whenever the lord of the ninth house moves 9 houses from the ninth house, that person's words are respected by the world, by many people. May not be by the world, but by many people. That will start happening now, and he will gain the upper hand. Many people will start backing him up now. Now Putin will continue his operations till he reaches his objective, and nobody can stop him. So those are some of the key insights so far. I will get back to you if I get more insights from the astrology point of view. Until then, Sarve Jana Sukhino Bhavantu.